What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Greybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Division 2 video. Today is Thursday, August 26th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. Some of you may know that last Friday I put out a video showing you how to get Ridgeways Pride from the summit, and since then I've received a lot of messages asking me to put together a build based around the exotic chess piece, so that's exactly what I'm doing today. Now, if you happen to be new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for an Xbox Series S, and all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. The winner will be announced on October 2nd of this year, and just to clarify, you do not need to join as a member in order to enter the Xbox giveaway. We do have monthly prizes for membership. However, for the Xbox, like I said, all you need to do is subscribe or follow on Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So as I like to mention at the beginning of every build video that I put together, I want to remind you that this is just a template. This is one of many different ways you can put a build like this together, and the most important thing in my opinion is really taking your time and making a build your own. Therefore, when you look at this build, you may decide you want to use a different, SMG as your main weapon, or use an AR instead of an SMG. You may want to have more armor or more weapon damage. Again, my friends, take your time, go through different variations, and really cater towards your game style. As always, I'm starting off with a little bit of gameplay, then we're going to get into the build itself, and after that I'll show you a little more gameplay, as well as go over a few tips that I'd like to pass along to new and returning players, which should hopefully get you started in creating a build. One of my favorite aspects about the game right now is the fact that you have so many different ways you can run with the build. I mean, I, for instance, have a Ridgeways Pride build that's based around the Memento backpack and the Hunter's Fury gear set, so as we go through this build, I'll give you different options as well. Starting off with a specialization, I'm using Gunner because I'm a real fan of getting that extra armor on kill. However, Firewall is very effective as well, so again, my friends, really take your time, try them both out, and see which one really responds to your game style. As far as my primary weapon goes, I'm running with this Vector because I got it the other day. It's completely god-rolled, and honestly, I've been dying to put together a build around the thing. It's just an absolute beast. I was lucky enough to where all of the attributes were maxed, and all I did is reroll the talent to Sadist for this build because obviously you want that when you're using Ridgeways Pride. You can see with that talent, you're going to deal 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 4 kills, it applies bleed to the next enemy you hit. Now, as far as my secondary weapon, I actually usually run with the Scorpio shotgun. I forgot to put it in here, so again, secondary and sidearm is totally up to you. Now, as far as the actual gear goes, with the exception of the chest piece, you have so many different options. So I'm going to start with the mask. I'm running with the one-piece Sokolov so we get that 10% SMG damage, and my goal is to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Moving on to the body armor, obviously it's Ridgeways Pride. It is extremely effective because of its talent Bleeding Edge. Shooting enemies within 15 meters applies bleed to the target. Repair 3 through 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. Now moving on to the holster, it's the one piece of Gruppo that we have, so we get that 15% extra crit hit damage, and once again I'm just stacking crit hit chance and crit hit damage on all these pieces because my goal is to get those numbers obviously as high as possible. When it comes to the knee pads, I'm running with Fox's Prayer. Now, this is another one of those pieces where you do have a lot of options. You could run with a second piece of Sokolov, you could do Walker and Harris, it's really up to you. Now, I'm using these because I'm a fan of damage to targets out of cover, and what I chose to do was I switched my core attribute to armor because I wanted a little more survivability. Now moving on to the gloves, my friends, I've chosen the 511 Death Grips. I really like those because of that extra armor on kill. It really helps me because I'm not using Hunter's Fury, which is what I'm actually used to, and we'll get into other aspects of that in a minute. Moving on to the backpack, I'm running with the Anarchist Cookbook because it has the talent Perfectly Wicked. This again, my friends, is another one of those pieces where you have so many different options. So let's say if you don't have the named version of Perfectly Wicked, you could use another piece of Sokolov, reroll the talent to Wicked itself. You could also use Creeping Death. Again, it's totally up to you. As far as my skills are concerned, I'm running with the Crusader Shield. I'm also running with the Assault Drone because it's a great distraction to NPCs and it puts out a lot of damage as well. However, another great option for one of these is using the Banshee Pulse because again, since you're running with Gunner, it will help you with the NPC. My crit hit chance is sitting at 59%, and remember the max is 60%, and my crit hit damage is 159.7. Now, as I start to wrap the video up, I want to take a quick second and go over a few tips that should hopefully help new and returning players. The first thing I want to recommend is anytime you're trying out a new build, it doesn't matter what type of build it is, go to a mission or control point or just an area in the game that you know the timing of the NPC. That way you can truly see how the build responds to you and see if you want to make any changes. The other thing I recommend is having multiple versions of the same build. So for instance, I have a Ridgeways Pride build that is based around the Memento backpack and Hunter's Fury gear set. It's an absolute monster as well, so I switch between the two depending on what I'm doing and how it really changes my gameplay. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the community that we have at this channel. So as always, if you have any tips or tricks or ways you'd like to run with this build, please let me know in the comment section down below. On that note, I'm going to start to wrap this video up. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, especially during this kind of slow time. The fact that you're here watching this content and just being a part of this family sincerely means the world. Like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Just lost the camera feed from the holding area. There was a bright flash and then static. Up on camera again. The holding area is just ahead. Once you find that laptop, grab it and get the hell out of there.
Vital signs critical.
Looks like you got True Sun's reinforcements headed your way.
North or south side?
Both. Heavier concentration to the south.
With all those gates sealed, the north exit should be closer.
clear.
You just recovered intel that's going to be a whole lot of help to ingest in the short term, but to all of us in the long run. You also effectively put this hellhole out of commission.